Talk to me about that growth trajectory and the growth in particular in the Middle East and in Europe. Be more specific. What kind of firms and what kind of software are you selling there?
Yes, for what I see, what we're seeing in the growth in Middle East and in Europe, mostly from security businesses, security software, mobile security, threat analysis. So we have landed some really big contract in both places.
And is the growth in the software business going to remain quick enough to make up for the declines that you've been seeing in those service access fees that are paid by the legacy BlackBerry users?
Eventually it will. It's crossover now. We do about $100 million a year on the service access fee, which is the old, as you know that. So yes, our growth rates, we have roughly about a high 600 and mid $700 million software business. So, and if that's growing 10 to 15%, you could do the calculation, is the crossover points there.
And now when you look at the proportion of your revenue that is coming from the software business more, and enterprise mobility management specifically as part of your software business is one of the more important parts, if not the most important parts. You've got some big competitors in that market. You've got VMware, you've got IBM, Microsoft, coming at it from a BlackBerry angle. Sort of what's your sales pitch when you're speaking to companies, potential clients, going up against those large competitors?
Nobody could beat us in security. Every analyst firms agree with that. Gartner, IDC, Forrester, even Google. So that's number one. And we are the number one company in mobility first. So the company was from mobility, so we maintain that DNA. So mobility, security, if that's important to you, then we are the only choice. But if that's not, then then you can pick any one of those other people.
That works.
Yes.
And when you look at the business over the next 3 to 5 years, not just in terms of absolute growth, but directionally where you want to take the business, where do you see it going?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think everybody cannot ignore IoT. And so we're very focused on enterprise, focused on security and endpoint management. So directionally, where the industry is going, not just where BlackBerry is going, but the industry is going, it's going to be in embedded software technology to make everything you touch safer, more secure, like the car, like your home, like medical equipments. So that's where I see the big potential is going to be.
Do you see any product gaps in the business at this point?
Where we are today, no. But the market evolves very quickly. So we're putting a lot of attention now on artificial intelligence, how that applies to security, threat analysis, mediation, remediation. So we're working on those things right now. So I'm sure the market will continue to evolve, and then there was some time in the future we're going to see some gap.
You've been acquisitive in the past in order to fill gaps or just to build businesses. Do you expect to continue to be? And will it be more along the lines of buying a company that has a revenue stream or buying something that's more intellectual property?
That's very, very interesting. I'm interested in both. I think one of the things that BlackBerry needs with the new strategy, which taking shape, as you pointed out, needs more channels, more reach into the market. Mm-hmm. So yes, in that sense that, I'll be focusing on company that has mature business case. Mature doesn't mean it's old, mature meaning growing mature business case. Established company to get our channel broader. Gap, as I pointed out, the IP gap, we don't have a lot at this point. If there's interesting IP technology, futuristic stuff, yeah, we'll be interested in looking at it.
Let's talk about cars. Speaking of futuristic stuff, you're now in the fleet management market. Your product there is called Radar. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us how that's doing so far and how you might be expanding there? It's
early on. A product's been through a lot of so-called proof of concept. Lots of great accolades. We definitely are the leaders from a technological point of view. Building a sales team to reach the market, investing in marketing. Early signs very encouraging. I expect that to be a good growth for next year. We have two versions. One is for the containers, which is kind of the heavy-duty ones. that manage all the environments. The other one is more from the flatbed and the chassis, managing other assets. There are so much opportunity there, it's unbelievable. I mean, assets management, it's on everything, including hospitals and transportations and, even logistics, of course, and even government, who's managing all these weaponries and trucks and, so it's a huge area, and we're early on into the game right now.
How about driverless technology?
Right. So we have about 60 million cars out there today running around the world using our technology embedded, mostly in the infotainment system they call the IVI. So in the last 2-3 years, we had added a lot of investment, and we built up like advanced driver assist, like the lane changing and the signaling and all that, telematics and over-the-air download and all that. So we are definitely one of the major players in the market. And I think connected cars is a bigger market today for the next 5 years. And then it may turn into a more of autonomous. Then we have both technology.